James gonna announce that a Superman movie is coming out.
Okay, next up is the big one, the true beginning of the DCU. This is called Superman Legacy. This is being written by me. I'm in the middle of it. I'm having a great time doing it. And Superman will be released into theaters July 11th, 2025.
That's excellent. I talked about DC being like better than Marvel by 2025 if they get their stuff together. And this is a good start. I want to talk about what the Superman movie means and what type of story it could be like. He mentioned some things about how, the ideology of somebody who comes from Krypton who goes to Earth and the clash of those different ideologies and lifestyles. But I want to dig a little bit deeper, so let's go ahead and get into it.
Gracias por ver la esquina de Jody. Thank you for watching Jody's Corner.
YouTube was good. It's your boy Jody Joe. Welcome to Jody's Corner. Superman is coming to the DCU finally. He said the official start of the DC universe, which is completely separate than anything you've ever watched, guys. If you guys are not familiar with the DC situation over the last few years, DC movies have been up and down and there's been a lot of confusion. Really factor this in your head. The new Superman movie that's coming out is a new company, a new universe, a new plan, a cohesive plan. It is a rebirth of sorts. Superman is going to start this universe like Man of Steel started the Snyderverse in 2013. Here we are 10 years later, and we're getting the announcement that Superman is going to be the first project that launches the DCU July 21st of 2025. Now, hopefully we get something else in 2025 to really solidify that year. July is Superman. Hopefully, could we possibly get that Green Lantern TV show by then? Who knows? Could we get that Supergirl? How dope would it be to get Superman in July and then maybe Supergirl in November, December for Christmas? That would be fantastic. If James is able to cut that cloth out, I think that's going to be fire for the House of L. My number one thing with Superman is his character is what should lead the way. His morality, his heart, his conscience, his desire to do good, his love for us. He was sent here to guide us because we are amazing creatures, but we lack the knowledge. They just need someone to show us the way. And that's why Superman is here. A lot of people say cheesy things about Superman. Oh, he a Boy Scout, he this, he that, he trash, he whack. But then at the same time, they love Chris Evans, Captain America in the MCU. Trust me, guys. They're the same character for the most part. The Captain America in the MCU is like very much Superman. He's an 80% copy of who Superman actually is. And that's not throwing shade. These are just putting the facts out. Like the Fantastic Four, the first family, they were crafted by Stan Lee in copy of the Justice League. He said it out of his mouth multiple times. They go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Thanos, Darkseid. You know what I'm saying? Namor and Aquaman. Aquaman is a copy off of Namor. Oh my God, I can't believe I said it like the MCU. Namor. I think Submariner was created in May of 41, and then Aquaman came out in October of 41. I mean, they're made 6 months apart within the same year. It's insane. They go back and forth off of each other. Most of the time, Spider-Man is a reflection of Superman. Stan Lee was like, well, I was thinking about the Fantastic Four was crafted from the Justice League. This is the type of, and there's nothing wrong with Captain America taking 80% of who Superman is. Superman is a great character. He's the first ever dopest. He's the first superhero. He's the superhero. He's the template. So there's no shade, or I'm not trying to make it. It's a good thing. His humanity and him battling with what he's there to do as a savior of Earth and to save us, that morality behind it, versus what we as earthlings want, our lack of desire. We're very complex people, human beings. We're trash. We are followers. We are garbage. We are funny. We are amazing. We're smart. We're beautiful. We're loving. We're kind. We're a lot of things. And Superman being injected into this world, this society that we are in, this trash society that we live in, that's a challenge for him to be able to adapt. What do you do when somebody wants to off themselves and throw themselves from a building? Does Superman have the right to save them? What if they want to, hurt themselves in other ways? Does Superman have a right to take away their free will and save them against their wishes? What if somebody chooses? What if a law is passed that oppresses people, but most of the people voted for it? How does Superman react? How does he make his moves? How can a Superman trying to understand the ideology of why we think and do some of the crazy things that we do? That could really wreck him. His moral code should be challenged in this first movie, like by what's right, what's wrong, and pushing his limits, pushing his boundaries, and taking what he believes in and bending it. Not breaking it, but really bending it, and him learning to cope and figure out how to be our champion, our hero, and understanding and getting to know us as humans. Himself becoming human. Superman he's a very human being. Even though he's from Krypton, he's a citizen of Earth. He's a citizen of Earth. He's an amazing, loving, caring character, and he'll get the job done, and he will body somebody. And then that's a lot of people have a misconception that Superman doesn't get down, that Superman won't kill. He'll absolutely kill. Will he kill humans? Nah. Will he kill innocent civilians? Nah. But a lot of villains have come through Superman's path, and they have met their demise. If you are a threat to innocent life, you're going to get your shit wrecked. Superman will try to make it happen. He'll try to give you that warning. But once we see what you're about, Superman sees the evil, he must thwart and destroy the evil, wherever it be at, whatever form it comes in. Superman could be absolutely savage if he needs to be. But people often want him to be Batman, but he's not Batman. It's like Captain America. Captain America's a good guy. He'll give you a chance. He'll give you a way out. But if he sees that evil and you don't take it, you're going to get your shit wrecked. It's the very same exact thing. And seeing that in the Superman movie really excites me. Seeing that be explored excites me. See, of course, the costume, the powers, you know what I'm saying? Lois Lane, what age is he going to be? James said he wants to have a younger Superman. He wants a younger version of the character. Superman landed here, when he was a little boy, as a little youngster in Kansas. And are we going to get a flashback through the high school, junior high situation? Will we have a Pa Kent? For me, that's a necessity. Even if you have a Superman that just takes off with his story, the legacy of it, flashbacking to and having an alive Pa Kent, or flashbacking to when Pa Kent was alive and instilling those morals into Superman is vital to his story. You can't overgloss that. So there's only a couple of things that I must have in this movie. Pa Kent, I'm adamant about. Superman fans understand that Pa Kent is the human that gave him his humanity, gave Superman his humanity and his moral code, and that shouldn't be messed with. How young are we talking? See, a young Superman still is a Superman in his 30s. You could be young at 30. You could be young at 35. Okay? So people were worried, with Batman having Damian, his son, that's an old Batman. But, I'm in my mid 30s and I have a 13-year-old son, so I don't see why. How old is Damian? 12? Something like that? It makes sense. You could still be young with a son that's 11 or 12. It could happen. So that doesn't mean that Batman and Superman are going to be different in ages. They could be the same age, but both still young. A 40-something plus year old Batman is probably not something that I'm checking for. But if he's older, but he's still in shape and all that, that's all that really matters. If you cast an actor that could get the job done, that's all that matters. But with Superman, I think that it's important to make sure that he's not too young. You don't want a 22-year-old Superman movie. I mean, what are you going to do with that? I mean, by 22, he should still be in college, I believe. You know, Smallville, you graduate college, or getting out of college, probably just starting Daily Planet. I mean, you know, that's going to be him learning to be Superman. That's him coming out of his shell and finding and learning the ropes. I think that James was serious about him wanting a Superman that's already established, who knows what time it is, and no more origin story. So we'll see what happens with how he's going to deal with it. Flashbacks are incredibly powerful tools in storytelling to progress a story and a character without taking too much time from a film. 3 flashbacks that are worth 8 minutes in total can really, less than 10 minutes can really give a character some fleshing out, especially if they're placed right within the story and stuff. So James is a good writer, so I'm pretty sure he's going to figure that out. Superman fans rejoice. Dave Bautista said that he's willing to play Lex Luthor in a Superman movie. Now, James had some issues in the past with Marvel. Marvel let him go for some of those issues, and a lot of people turned their back on James. But one person that did not turn their back on James was Dave Bautista. I remember he said, "I'm riding or dying with James. Y'all crazy. I'm rolling with James to the end, till the wheels fall off. It's a wrap. We gonna jump off the cliff, Thelma and Louise together." And you best believe Dave Bautista is going to join the DCU. He's going to hop from MCU to the DCU, because what's going to happen in Guardians of the Galaxy 3? Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is about to drop, and I think some deaths are going to happen. I think that Peter Quill is going to die. I think that Drax might die, because I think James told Dave Bautista, "Yo, I'm going to DC and you are coming with me." I expect the death of Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which would free up all the space for Dave Bautista to hop over and join the DCU. From the MCU to the DCU, what do you guys think about Dave Bautista playing Lex Luthor? Here's what I think. I think Dave Bautista is a relatively big fellow, so that's going to be hard to make him Lex and have a smaller Superman. It's going to be hard to cast somebody as big as Bautista to play Superman. But if he's big and healthy, like a really big, healthy Superman, thick, like country bred, maybe not have big, huge muscles protruding out of his body like Henry Cavill, but somebody like just naturally a big motherfricker. Y'all know about the WWF? Y'all remember Bradshaw? Bradshaw, a big dude. You feel what I'm saying? Test, that's a big dude. There's just naturally big motherfrickers, you know, who are just meaty and huge. You know, you can put them next to a big buff guy, but they still got their presence. That's what I'm talking about. Lex Luthor in the Justice League, in all of the cartoons, from the Superman animated series cartoon to the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited cartoons. I even think a couple of movies, Lex Luthor was black. He had that tint to him. He had that color. You know what I'm saying? Lex Luthor had melanin. And if Bautista plays Lex Luthor, he'll be more of that type of Lex Luthor. Can I see him doing it? Yes. Who remembers the WWF? What was Dave Bautista? He was like a fake Rock. When The Rock was kind of stepping back from WWF and he was doing movies, Dave Bautista came in to try to fill that role. He had the silk shirts. He wore the glasses. He was looking very Miami, wore the slacks with the gator boots. He could be swag and suave. So I could see Dave Bautista being a nice, handsome, big, buff, strong Lex Luthor, billionaire status with the suits looking fly, playing that role. I could definitely see it. And there's another thing that y'all sleeping on Dave Bautista about. A lot of people don't understand. Dave Bautista is a good actor. Dave Bautista is the best wrestler turned actor, bro. He's better than The Rock on every level, bro. Like, I remember once upon a time, years back, Dave Bautista he said The Rock is a wrestler who went and became an actor. He said, and I think Bautista said something to the liking of, "I'm an actor who was wrestling. I became, like, he said like The Rock left wrestling and did movies, but I left wrestling and became an actor. Something like along those lines. Like Batista's legit and The Rock is he's just out here doing his other shit. He a movie star, but Dave Bautista, he's doing it the right way. So, am I cool with that? Yes, because in my Superman movie that I predicted that I would not predicted, the Superman movie that I would make, it's on my channel. It's what would I do with a Superman? I would have done a combo of Lex Luthor and Metallo. Metallo working with Lex Luthor sponsoring Metallo and his kryptonite and his body and all that, upgrades and stuff, to secretly kill Superman while Lex Luthor is pretending to be a good citizen and embracing Superman in the public while trying to kill him in private. I think that's a great story. There's a lot of morale that could be tested there, politics and laws and things like that. There's a lot of meat there. But whatever James decides to do, I'm pretty sure it's going to be great. I trust in his ability because I've seen him take characters that are relatively mediocre and make them quite successful. So DC Rises, make sure you put the hashtag in your social medias to let the world know that you are down with the future of DC. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I'm Jody Joe, and I'm out this thing. Deuces.